Hello my fellow board gamers, today I am bringing you a run through of modern art. We have the designer here and it's brought to you by these guys at the bottom. Now if you're after a shorter insight, check out my overview I brought you last week. And this game is all about auctioneering, as museums are going to be buying and hopefully selling at the best price to make the most profits after 4 rounds. And this one plays 3 to 5 players and it says about 60 minutes. You could probably get it in 45 if you're trying hard. Okay, so we've got each player here. It's a 3-player setup. As usual, it's just me, and it's going to be a bit of a trickier one today to show you how this plays out, because it's typically all the information is usually closed by these boards here. So these represent different museums. You've got New York Art Gallery for this player, London Art, and Madrid Modern there. So your money and your cards would be secret normally, but I've kind of got it as open information today. This kind of keeps track of the values of the artwork, and you can see the various artists and they're represented by different colours. You've got some money here. These will come into play after, and a stack of cards that will come out during those 4 rounds. We have this lovely wooden hammer which will dictate the starting player. So let's just say it's these guys here. Now in their hand they have all these art pieces, pieces of artwork, and I've kind of put them in colour, I've tallied them all off in colours. Now these artworks will be sold, and the auction type, so there is different types of auctions, and it will show it by this sort of little symbol below. So this one is a one-time offer. Now on the back of the rules is this really handy guide as to what all the types of auctions are and some general rules and what happens. So sort of trims down the rules for you nicely there. We've got this dollar symbol, which is a fixed price auction. So this one-time offer, you're going to basically go around in turn order clockwise. You're going to have a chance to make one bid. Next player can up it, and then when it gets, or you can pass, and when it gets to the auctioneer, they get a chance to make one last bid, and then they can sell it to whoever made the highest bid. You've got this dollar symbol, which is all about a fixed price auction. So you basically set the price as auctioneer, and then you go around clockwise, and each player can either buy or pass, and the last person who, well, the person who actually is willing to pay that fixed price takes it, and if it gets all the way back around to the auctioneer, they must pay the bank that fixed price they stated to the bank. This times 2. To be fair, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll just kind of demonstrate them as I play the game. Now these guys are thinking, right, let's go for this Daniel Malem here. So you should say we've got some lovely modern artwork to look on these, and we place this face up in front of everyone else, and we're going to be doing an auction now. So the auction type by this dollar, we can see on the back here, is a fixed price one, and the auctioneer thinks to themselves, right, I am gonna make an opening auction of 15. Now the values you're actually going to be placing are kind of represented or determined by how valuable you're going to be able to sell these at the end. And first place is going to get 30, second 20, and third 10, and that's it. Now what do I mean by that? So the end of the round is going to be triggered by the first artist to have 5 pieces of artwork out there. So basically 5. Red in this case would trigger the end of the game, and I'm assuming red would have the most, so they'd get a value of 30, which would go there, which means any artwork you've acquired and bought through the game, you're going to get 30 money. So if you're making bids higher than 30 in the first round anyway, you're probably losing money because you're not going to sell them for that much. And if you were second and there was 3 pieces of artwork for orange, then they'd get 20, and so on and so on. Now if you just had the one green out there and it was like 4th in terms of the numbers, it'd be worth 0. But as you go through the rounds, they get progressively more expensive to sell, which is great. You're making more profits when you sell them. So these guys, what did I say that was? That was a fixed price auction, and they want 15. Go clockwise, and this player at New York Art Gallery is thinking, nope, that's too rich for me. They're passing. London Art, they want it. They're after these reds, so they pay 15 to this player. Now again, this money's secret, and they've just made 15, should we say $1,000 on this piece of artwork. Now this gets kept in front of the player who bought it, and that is literally it. They've bought some artwork. This wooden mallet sort of goes clockwise. These guys are up. I should say you get 10 cards to begin with. You get replenished from round to round, and you get to keep these during from round to round. So they're thinking, right, I don't want reds to start creeping away. They haven't even got a red to play. Let's demonstrate a slightly different auction. We've got this lock symbol. So they're going to introduce a blue piece of art here. Now, the lock symbol means it's a hidden auction. So they put that out there for everyone to see. Everyone kind of gets some money and they put it in their fist and reveal. So let's just assume these guys wanted a bid of 7. So the auctioneer can bid as well. These ones went for 10 and these ones went for 15. So everyone would reveal and you get your money back if it was low. So the highest bidder was Madrid Modern. Everyone else takes their money. They spend 15 to the player who auctioned. So these guys have managed to sell that piece of artwork to this museum and it stays in front of him. Over to this player. So we've got some yellows, reds, oranges and greens. Now we're going to show you this green one, which is, it's got this kind of eye symbol at the top, and that's an open auction, good old-fashioned, anyone bids and anything goes here. So these guys are like, right, I'll go 5, is 6, 7, 10, 11, going once, going twice, boom, gone for 11 for these guys. So 11 goes to this player, and these guys get the artwork, which I'm just going to put on there to be fair. We pass the auction, and they're thinking, okay, I'm going to go for this ×2. So what does this mean? It's a double auction, so they get a chance to play another card of that colour, and they've only got the other red, so they're going to do this one. Now, why would they do that? Well, it gives them a chance to maybe speed up the round because you're getting 2 cards out, and these 2 cards are going to be auctioned as one. So clearly the value could potentially be double. Now, in terms of which auction takes place, whatever it says on the second card, so you can see you ignore that ×2. On the second card here, it is a one offer auction, which we haven't actually demonstrated yet. So in turn order, you're going to go clockwise. These guys are going to make a one-time bid. It's really, really tough, this. And they're thinking, okay, these guys have got 1. If they manage to get it, they'll have 3 of them, which could take them to, you know, selling them at 30 a pop. And there's 2 of them, so 60 max is what they're thinking. They're going to go 30. These guys really want them at the London Art Museum. They're going to go 35. Remember, one-time bid, they can't come back in. So 35 is the offer. And the auctioneer's last to act, and they're thinking, do I take the 35 or do I want to go higher? Now, you're really having to think that this 35 is going to be pure profit into their museum. Or if they decide to, say, go 36, then this money is going to the bank, and they're hoping that that artwork that they've sold themselves, but they're selling to themselves, is going to get top dollar when it comes to the selling phase at the end of the round. They're going to sell to these guys for 35. Okay, over to here. Now, which ones have we not done? We've shown you the one-time auction. We've shown you the ×2. Have we shown you the padlock, which is the hidden auction yet? I think we've shown you all of them. Have I done the dollar one? Yeah, that is literally all the auctions, folks. Over there, yeah, that's all of them. So let's just do a bit of strategy now. So this player's thinking, if I put more reds out, which I don't think they can anyway. No, they can't. But maybe they're going for greens. They haven't even got any greens as well. So let's go blue. So they're going to do another ×2, another blue, and this is a one offer auction. So in turn order, again, it's a one-time bid, and they can either go higher or pass. These aren't too fussed about blue, and they're starting to run low on money, which no one else knows. Now, you can obviously participate in the bid. There's a chance you might actually win it without wanting to, but as long as you don't bid more money than you have, that's a legal move. So they're going to go 20, and that's their one-time bid. These are going to go 30, and New York Art Gallery thinking, I'll take the money. So these guys are paying 30. Now you can see it's a 2-horse race at the moment. We've got 3 blue artwork out there and 3 red. Over to this player. They could. I think so they're now thinking if they push the race with these 2, well, one of these reds, there'll be 4 out there. So very close to triggering the end of the game. So they might decide to sort of put one of these other pieces of artwork, maybe an orange one, just to sell it, get rid of it, get some money, get some capital in their museums. They can buy, these two or one of those later on. So they're kind of getting everyone thinking as to how they're playing their strategy. So they've put the oranges out, and it is a dollar symbol, which is a fixed price auction. And these guys, they're looking around, wondering whether people are actually going to want them. That's a dangerous scenario, because if they bid too high and it comes back round to them, they're paying. That's kind of not what they wanted. They wanted to save the money and sell these. So there's two pieces there, and it's probably going to come in third place, maybe. Depends how other players are going to play this. So third place should be worth 10. They're going to go for 20. These guys snap it up straight away, so it doesn't even get an opportunity to come back round. And that's what a fixed price auction does. So 20, and I should probably stack these artworks like this. So they've achieved their goal. Boom, 20. And this goes over. Now what have they got? Maybe they'll put a green out because they're not too fussed and they just want to get some money off this player. And again, no one else knows what cards you've got, how to influence the game. The ×2s can be very valuable because you can rush it and trigger it straight away, but it's a bit of a loss of a card sometimes. And this is tricky. If they go for a yellow, an open offer, people maybe aren't interested in that just yet. Let's go with an orange, and we're going to go for an open auction. Starting clockwise, they go 10. 12, 15, pass, 17, 20. Oh, it's getting a bit rich now, and they'll take it for 20. So it was their auction. This money goes to the bank. They've acquired a third card, so there's a bit of a free horse race here. Over to these guys. So they're looking at these players thinking, right, these oranges are going to be really valuable now. The yellows are out there, but they're in a tricky position because they've actually got so many oranges that they could trigger the game end by literally putting this ×2 and this one here. And what would happen is, you can see there's 2, 3, 4, 5 cards out there. These wouldn't actually get auctioned, so very wasteful for this player. And because they haven't got any oranges themselves, they probably wouldn't want to do that. And I think even though they've got less artwork, they're in a kind of nice position to shift some of these oranges to get these players to invest in them and buy them. And I think we're going to go for an open auction. They want to really get some competition going, and this player could be after them, but they don't know how much money they've got. So open auction, anyone can go. So these say 15, 20, 27, 30. These guys up it for 32, and maybe it backfires. Maybe this player's like, you know what, it's not worth 32 because I'm only selling it for 30, and it has backfired. And these guys are having to pay out of their own money now 32 when they're only potentially going to make 30. But in later rounds that could pay off. We'll see. Well, actually, you don't retain these artworks, which is the problem. You actually sell them after the round. So 32, that was probably a really bad area to pay more than the top dollar price. These guys have got a lot of yellows, and they've got a red, so they're going to go for this open offer. We've got 10, 15. They're all bidding up, so this player has to pay top dollar. So we got 20, 25, and then this player's saying, you know what, I don't want it for 25. They can have it. So this goes to here. Oh, I'm going to need to break up some change. So what did we say it was? 25. 10, 20, 25. There we are. Over to here. So they're going to play an orange. Now this is going to trigger the end of the round, because you got 3 oranges, 4 oranges, 5 oranges, and that is it, end of the round. So what we do is we see which colours had the most. So you can see orange has got 5. There's no tie here, so they're going to get first place. If there was tie, it would be going to the left in terms of strength. So if it was a tie between yellow and blue, yellow would trump it on that one. Blue is second with 4, so they're going to get 20, and I meant red, 20, and blue has 3 pieces of art sold are there in third place. Everything else gets 0. Now these pieces of artwork are now going to get sold, and the money's going to get paid by the bank, so alternative buyers. So these guys have got a green which is worth nothing and an orange which is worth 30. And let's get this money. What do we say? 30. So that is now out of the game. This one was out of the game and they didn't get the money for that. 3 reds are going to get 3 times the 20 is 60. Oh, these guys have made, what, 90 for those. And then another 30. So that's 120. Plus this one, 140. But, you know, I can't remember the maths now, but it depends how much they actually pay to get those. And you can see we started off with 100. So having a quick look, you can see these guys have got way more than 100. What are these guys on? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, just over 100. And these guys are just over 100. So you can see they have profited. Madrid have done really well, and they did have the most pieces of art there. So it shows you that investing and buying those is definitely worth it in certain strategies anyway. So that was the end of the round. Now, you keep your pieces of artwork, and depending on the player number, the book actually sort of tells you how many to go round to round. Let me just find that one. So second page. So you can see second round in a free play game, we're going to get 6 cards. Third round, another 6 cards, and the fourth round is 0 because you ain't going to get a chance to sell them. So you deal out those 6 cards. You would then go back to the same thing. Player would auction one off. Everyone bids on it, depending on the type of auction. Now, at the end of the second round, let's just assume green sold the most, and orange, and then blue. You would see that the value of those paintings when you come to sell them accumulates. So in this case, an orange painting is now, it's gained 20, but it had a 30 in the previous one. So it's now worth 50 for each orange painting. And you can see as you go along, you've got 30, 20 and a 20 value there. But let's just say in the third round that this one, oh, I'm trying to give you a demonstration. Let's just say it was a 30, a 20, another 10. So in the third round you had yellow paintings, but they came fourth and they didn't actually get anything. You can see they were worth 50 on the previous round, but this time none were sold. You do not get that money, so you have to participate in that round by becoming first, second and third to get the benefit of all those previous rounds. And that's pretty much it. At the end of the fourth round, you sell all them paintings, and then you see who has the most money, most profits in your museum for the win. And that is it, folks. Enjoy if you get a chance to play this one. It's a cracking auction game that I love, this variety of the different types of auctions, and there's some power players to what to sell when, how to finish those rounds. Are you going to use this double auction? You're going to make profit from the pieces of art you're just selling to other people who really want them, or you're going to try and buy them yourself and oust others by, you know, doing the right auction at the right time because you've kept your capital and money high. So there we are.